I wonder what's for dinner.
Chaos.
It's what's for dinner.
All right, there's been time. The wounds have healed. I'm ready to move on. Kieran, I love you. You're my friend. Sometimes you can take a tone with me that I have, maybe that I maybe take personally.
Umbrage.
That I perhaps take some bridge with.
Umbrage.
Us educated people know that's how it's said.
Cumbridge.
Those of us learned folk from Cumbridge know it's umbrage. But I don't take umbrage with how you say umbrage.
Thanks.
Wait, hold on. Before we move on, I actually wrote this down because I wanted to get your opinion on it.
Sure.
I've heard multiple pronunciations on it. Okay. Okay. You know how, like, this has a feeling to it. It's like the word is tactile. It has this kind of feeling.
Tactile?
How do you say that? Tactile? That's how I say it.
That's how
I heard two people this weekend say tactile. And they both said it to each other and did not correct one another.
That's because...
And so I was like, am I crazy?
No.
Are they saying it wrong?
That's because these people know each other in real life and it's a regional thing, right? That has to be it.
Maybe. I think they might be both from relatively the same region. I don't remember who I heard say it. I just remember I heard two people go, well, yeah, like it has this tactile thing. And they're like, yeah, the tactile nature of this. And I was just like, wait, have I been wrong my whole life? Because I've always said tactile.
Tactile. I think maybe if I'm like saying it really fast, I'll go like, it's got a nice like tactile feeling. I might say like if I'm like almost slurring my words, I think I'll slip into it.
Look, I'm not saying I've never said tactile. I'm just saying. But yeah, I realize it's a word I don't use often, but I feel like I have always said tactile.
Because it's the right way. They're wrong.
Because that seems correct to me.
They're definitely wrong, and you should get angry at them.
Okay, good. Yeah, I was pretty mad. I was...
Were you malding?
Wait.
Were you malding?
Is that a thing people do when they're mad?
Were you malding? Yeah.
I really appreciate the crown molding on this room. When birds lose their feathers, they're molding. I don't understand how I can make this more clear for you. Is all I'm saying.
I hear you. I'm a Dark Knight. I want to go kill something. By the way, I just unlocked it.
Go Dark Knight. I'm real quick, just going through my tree and just unlocking the things I can do. Wait, I'm already... No, I didn't mean to hit that game. Please, ignore last input, game.
Can't do it.
I love this job system, but when you step away for a couple days, it's like, boy, there's a lot of jobs.
Yeah, it's like just a bunch of spaghetti, but it's...
And I'm like, what am I going to do with all these jobs? I've got way too many jobs. Employment through the roof here in paradise.
The Hollowed Massif, the land around the Earth's temple, was once fertile.
Thank you. Damn it, maybe it is tactile.
No, I think it's tactile. Absolutely.
Is it also fertile?
No, that's stupid.
Look, I know things can be spelled the same and not be spelled, or spelled the same and not be said the same, but all I'm saying...
Final Fantasy X, that's where we are. And
yeah, we're in Final Fantasy X.
Okay.
My name's Titus or Titus.
No. No, it's not.
Ha ha ha. It's that one scene
everyone does. Scene. I love
that scene. That's like most of the extent of my knowledge of Final Fantasy X.
You would love Final Fantasy X.
I played a decent chunk of it. I'm a rare breed where I can say I played Final Fantasy X for the first time on the Vita.
Yeah, that was a good release of it.
And it was a solid port of it.
Yeah.
I played it for like family trip to drive to Florida from Ohio, so it was like a good 16-hour drive. And I think I played it most of the way there.
It's a good time.
That was all I played of it. So however far I got there was as far as I got. I think I got maybe the airship equivalent. Which is probably when the game opens up, but then something else came out, and so I stopped playing it.
Yeah.
Because I was like, I gotta play new game. I can't play this old game
Old
that's new to
busted.
me. Yeah.
Ugh. Get out of here. Okay, I don't know what Soul
Smash
Eater
that
does,
wolf.
but I have it.
It sounds pretty cool. It's a mediocre anime that everyone forgot about.
It is a mediocre anime. But now I need to see Fire Force because of it, because I like what they're doing.
Wait, what's...
Oh, did you not hear? Do you not know?
I don't.
Okay, well, I don't want to. I'm not going to say a ton because.
But I need to see Soul Eater for it?
Yes. Well, I mean.
Are they connected? Is it a shared universe? Like, is this a...
Yeah, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh. Okay,
And
that's kind of cool.
They do something that is really cool.
Because those feel like two things that would not touch.
They do some wacky Kingdom Hearts type shit that I'm a big fan of.
Huh.
Where I'm like, I don't really care about Soul Eater, but the fact that you have done this makes me want to look at it.
Retroactively makes it cooler.
Yeah.
Well, that's pretty neat.
And so like that's a thing too that like, you know, so there's a lot of discourse. The thing's ready to be cracked open, by the way. About like
Fighting this
spoilers and
lion and
stuff.
tiger
And I
and
think
bear.
I have very strong feelings that normal people don't have about spoilers.
Okay, what are your strong, not abnormal spoiler feelings?
For example, I would literally never read or care about Fire Force if I wasn't spoiled for this thing.
Gotcha.
I wouldn't give
okay.
a fuck about it. I don't care. Like I would need to know exactly what it is.
No, I can go ahead and line right up there with you because I've had zero interest in Fire Force, but now I'm like just not even knowing exactly what it is, but knowing it's got you excited has me at least curious.
Do you want to know the thing? Like it's
Kinda.
Okay, well, if you don't
Look,
want to
okay,
learn a
if
Fire
you-
Force
if you're-
spoiler,
yeah.
skip
Yeah,
20 seconds.
If you
Okay.
think you're the kind of person who would be upset by having some sort of twist told to you, and you are a current fan of Fire Force, maybe skip ahead a little bit.
Okay, so so you know, like in Soul Eater, the little moon is all weird.
Yeah, they got the goofy
moon
looking
is
moon
now
with the
turning
face.
into that in Fire Force,
Oh.
and it is like describing how the Soul Eater world got wacky, and the little death from Soul Eater, that guy,
Yeah.
is like getting
Is he a
created
character?
now. Is like being
Oh.
in Fire Force, and I'm like, what the fuck?
That's kind of neat. So like, surprise, this was a prequel to this
yes,
other thing.
surprise, this is a prequel.
Okay.
But like, this is
I like
so
that.
far into it that it was like nobody could have predicted it.
I wonder, like, as some and I know you're not, big in Fire Force or Soul Eater, but I'm curious if this is something where like this is evident throughout. Like,
Yeah,
if,
like
if
how far
you
back this was
knew,
telegraphed
like,
or something?
Like, does this feel like something where they're like, ooh, no one's liking this Fire Force thing, but you know what people did like? That Soul Eater thing. Can we connect them?
I don't think
Like-
it's that.
Okay. Like, because that's my cynical brain. That's immediately where it goes.
Because I think
Where I'm
he's
just like, was this a make good on something? Because they were like, we need some way to tie this into our other bigger properties.
now this is just the author doing his thing, and this is like he's retiring
yeah.
after this is over. He said, and so it's like this seems like this was the plan, was to do this, and like surprise, here's my big hurrah. This is all my magnum opus. Like
Okay.
I fuck with
I guess
that.
it also makes more sense now. Like I in my brain for some reason I didn't think they had the same author, so I was just like,
Yeah.
just feels like a weird like, hey, we're just connecting this thing that I'm a fan of because I can.
That would be wild, but no, it's the same dude.
That makes it feel more sincere and
Yeah.
possibly
Yeah.
something that was in the plan.
Yeah, and so I like that. It has me excited for it, and now I'm like, well,
So
shit.
I've always been a big sucker for like surprise this story was part of another story that you knew.
And I do feel like a lot of the I don't know, the comic booky stuff has kind of soured the magic of that slightly.
The shared universe.
Yeah, but like
Has Marvel made that taste not quite as sweet?
it's not like
they put it in
bad,
everything.
You know, it's just like, but multiverse stuff is really big now. That's kind of wacky to me.
It's sort of the flavor these days.
AUs are going to be are like the new thing. The fanfic writers won.
Which like
This is so.
is this familiar?
This is
a
where the
cave
little,
you
the
know?
little mountain where like Kamari and them are from. And, like this little shit, little thing.
Are we about to take a trial? I remember that being a thing that Yuna had to do. I remember characters.
Yeah, no, that's because she's this little summoner, and she's got to proved to the little
she's
little
proved
people
to the
she can like
summons that
summon,
she's worthy
summon
of
them or
them.
whatever. Yeah. I like
And then
only
there's
vaguely
the-
remember Final Fantasy X, so I could be entirely wrong.
I'm saying that you are the expert
But,
here, and everything
yeah,
you say is right.
I'm basically the expert.
And you know what? Here's something I bet no one in the comments could ever disagree with. You probably know more about Final Fantasy X than any of them. So, as far as they're concerned, the absolute truth comes pouring from your mouth.
Watch my cousin play the entire game, so I'm gonna say that I'm basically an expert.
Did you know that Titus, which is his true name, was an illusion all along, and a shared dream that the party had? Cactuar! Nothing we say matters anymore. Cactuar's here, and he's my favorite.
Oh my God! What did you see them fall down like that?
Yeah, like was that a bunch of icicles or something?
A bunch of
Or
icicles and shit. What the hell?
stalactites? 4 crystalline matrices whose function is to efficiently sustain an unstable world. Placed with great care. They work to balance. Wait, this is just Bravely Default. Balance the primeval energies of the elements and maintain a tenuous harmony. They still the earth when it quakes, quiet the warring winds, quell raging flames, and restrain the surging tides. To the superstitious humans who dwell here in this land, they must indeed seem as gods of peace and order. And yet, what would those ignorant folk say if they knew that the crystal absorbs emotions both kind and cruel, slowly warping them to chaos, filling up the perilous energies until they erupt in malevolent darkness?
I feel like it's so obvious what's happening if you read any of this lore stuff.
What? How we're slowly breaking the world or whatever?
How we're the bad guys.
What? No. I'm playing as him. He can't be bad.
It's true.
There isn't a morality system in here.
Yeah, you don't like get like grow horns or whatever.
Yeah. I'm not seeing my character slowly get covered in scars and horns. So, obviously, I'm still the hero.
Was that one game
Fable?
No, I mean Fable was like the one, but like there's another one that was like kind of did that thing.
Knights of the Old
Jade
Republic.
Empire, I think it was.
Oh, I don't think I ever played that,
Yeah,
but I think you might be right.
It was an Xbox game, so like only weirdos played original Xbox.
Exactly. People who weren't into JRPGs like me.
Yeah, exactly.
Who's never finished a numbered Final Fantasy.
Listen,
Except for 15, apparently a universally hated one.
Yeah, you're just a JRPG hipster. It's okay.
Yeah. I really liked Chrono Trigger and Secret of Evermore as a kid, and so I called myself a JRPG fan. And then I played Tales of Symphonia. And then I was still a JRPG fan. I just didn't happen to play the most popular franchise.
I think Tales of Symphonia might be Batman.
Uh-oh. Wait a minute.
I don't want to... I'm just saying.
Okay, look, here's the thing.
Grant.
I have crossed like some line where like I loved Tales of Symphonia. It was my introduction to the Tales franchise. One of my all-time favorite video game franchises.
Yeah.
But whenever people are like, "Oh, I love Tales games," I've played Tales of Symphonia. I'm immediately like, okay,
it's the
like,
Gundam Wing.
Yeah. What else you got, buddy?
It's the That's what I'm saying. Tales of Symphonia is Batman.
I'm not gonna go that far, but I am gonna say it's just more. I don't think it has the. Maybe it has the street cred for you scrubs, but not to me. Saying like, yeah, I'm a big Tales fan. I love Tales of Symphonia. Would be like, yeah, I'm a big Disney fan. Have you heard of this guy named Mickey? He's a mouse, and boy, is he cool.
Yeah, he's so cool.
So much snow. I can barely see a thing.
So much snow. What is this? Final Fantasy 13? It's a Marlboro. I recognize this
guy.
Final Fantasy villain.
He smokes
one of my
lot
favorite
of cigarettes.
Friend Greg, one of the best tweets ever. Smoking a pack of Marlboros. You're either playing a JRPG or getting a bunch of cigarettes. Either way, you're cool. Oh, I thought that did way more damage than it did. But I was fine. No, he moved away from my stationary...
my shell didn't go off.
Spinny move.
Soul Eater. There we go. I don't know what that does, but I'm gonna keep doing it.
Soul Reaver.
Soul Stealer.
Yeah, that one.
what he says.
I never watched that cartoon.
You never watched Inuyasha?
Inuyasha was not my bag.
Seminal classic. Seminal
It's one of those things where I
fluid.
feel. It's one of those things where I feel like if I had checked it out at the time, I probably would have loved it. I just never did.
You would have
And
loved
now
it because it had
it's-
what's his face as the main voice.
And now it's one of those things where it's so far gone that I don't think I can go back.
I watched a little bit of the show where they have the kids, and it's okay.
That's like the sequel
It's the
series,
Boruto
right?
of Inuyasha.
Okay. Boruyasha.
Yeah.
Bolt.
This is something. Barditch?
There's one. More trouble.
Bardici?
Hey, a Bardici.
Bardici! We're probably offending somebody in some European country.
Yeah, but it's just Italians. We all know they're okay.
Yeah.
They can take it. All of them got thick skin. It's just a thing those people have. I'm sorry to any Italians listening. I love pizza.
I'm like, my friend's a pizza.
Yeah, my best friend is a pizza.
Got my vote.
My best friend hates lasagna, or hates Mondays just like you.
Yeah. I, Miss Paisan. I got job points. 4 liberator points? What am I going to do with all this
I
freedom?
knew you'd be a lib.
I was fighting this goblin and he couldn't stop laughing whenever he slapped me. And I said, "What's so funny, goblin?" And he just looked at me and smiled and said, "Just owning the libs." That's a excerpt from Jack's memoir.
Yeah. He doesn't seem like somebody with any sense of self-awareness.
I think if you were to task me with making a Stranger of Paradise film, I would cast Josh Brolin, actor of Thanos, as Jack.
He always seems a little detached from like.
He just always seems super serious, super self-serious to me.
Yeah.
Like I've never seen an interview with the man, so I don't know who he is outside of acting. But I feel like I've seen him in like 3 or 4 character roles, and they're always like big serious man.
Big serious.
And he was the one kid in Goonies, but he was young then, so that doesn't count. And even then, he was kind of like he was the older brother who took everything seriously, I think.
I might have seen the Goonies at some
Is the
point in my
Goonies like
life.
Ghostbusters
Oh,
and
yeah, of
Jukebox
course, yes,
Hero?
the Goonies.
Is that one of those where because I like Goonies, I'm obviously a Tales of Symphonia fan.
See, chat, that's what you have to understand. It's a game to me. Okay,
Hero.
I'm trying to see what beakers are the same beaker.
Kieran turned look, he saw the movie the number 23 and realized he could literally make tenuous connections with virtually anything to anything. It is all however many degrees of Kevin Bacon for this guy, but for literally
For everything.
everything.
Yeah, because it's so funny.
Because guess what? In the end, we're all connected. Everything is one.
Everything's
Fullmetal
connected.
Alchemist was right all
Every
along.
heart is connected. Every heart connects to a world.
Yeah.
Every world connects to a dream. Kingdom Hearts is always right. Okay, that's
Yeah, and it was always real. Pokemon.
It was
Kingdom
always
Hearts,
real.
The Jedi,
Sora isn't
all
real.
of it.
Did you see the interview where he said now
Yes.
Sora is in like our real world or whatever? He was like literally the real world.
It is the real world now.
Like it's not just.
And also there will be Disney worlds. People can calm down.
Yeah, well, you can keep him, Nomura. I don't care. And this is Nomura. You need to learn who not to listen to, and it's all those people. All those people can shut the fuck up.
Also in the interview, something along the lines which kind of made me sad, was they were like, "Hey, everyone was sad. Kingdom Hearts 3 didn't have Final Fantasy characters. You looking to change that?" And he's like, "We've got so many Kingdom Hearts characters now. Why should I bring in Final Fantasy characters?" I'm like, "Damn. All right, just laying it out."
I mean, he's not wrong.
He isn't wrong. There are a ton of Kingdom Hearts characters now. But it's just funny to me that he's like, but that doesn't mean there won't be Disney characters. It's just, Final Fantasy and Kingdom Hearts characters basically pulled from the same pile.
No.
And I don't feel like that's true.
No.
I feel like they offer different things.
They do. But yeah, I wonder how much, because he has lied in interviews before. This is nothing new. So I'm wondering, did I die? I died. Whoops. Hold on. I wonder how much he's letting on. Because he would.
Plus, we don't know. We've seen the video and everything. Does he just have an AOE damage thing? I was getting hurt. Or I'm poisoned or something. But yeah, I don't know how much of that is just him spewing stuff versus real.
Yeah, because in the thingy too, he was like, in this interview, I kind of let on a few details that haven't been said, so
Yeah,
look
look
at
into
that.
it.
I don't know if they've confirmed that like beforehand that Quadratum was a hub world, so like that was said, but like most people theorized about it, but like that was like basically confirmed that like you go someplace else and then you come back there at least a few times, which has me excited. Like that makes me think that
Yeah,
there's going to be a bunch of
figured
wacky
it's
stuff.
I figured it was gonna be like Traverse Town and stuff was, where like you kind of go there a few times.
I think it's going to be bigger than that.
This will be where some primary characters are just hanging out that you're gonna have to talk to for different story update kind of things. But I could also see it being a lot more. I could see it being a base of operations of some kind.
That's the impression that I get.
The impression that I get.
I did it before you said it. Okay. Okay. Grant, why don't we practicing music again? What the fuck?
Well, you know, the house is available.
Oh, did I
Just
get all
tell
that
me
shit?
where
Okay.
to sign, bub. Normally when we kill those things, that opens a path, but
yeah,
not
I
this
guess there's
time.
not
This
a-
time they're
That was just for fun.
it's like, hey, check this out. What if you just killed this guy and nothing changed?
Oh, here's another one.
Let's make this entertaining.
Hey, want to see a funny joke?
I feel like funny jokes require more than just seeing them to be funny. It needs to be a verbal element.
Oh. You're telling me that every joke needs to engage more than one sense?
Yes. you cannot
The
only
funniest
see
joke you can
or
taste.
hear a joke. Yeah, this joke. Yeah, look, the better your joke, the more senses it entertains.
Okay, now we're getting to metrics that I can mess with.
Yeah, sure, that joke sounded funny, but what did it look like? All right, yeah, the words in that joke were good, but how did they make you feel physically?
Repulsed.
Whoa, look at this new
Whoa,
path.
it's just like the little place with the little trial. I can't open that door. I'm not a main character.
I'm big and tough, don't worry.
I need a break.
I need to sort out my job.